Hi everybody, Dan Illman here with some exciting news. DRF Formulator, the gold standard in past performance information, is now free, exclusively on DRF Bets. Join DRF Bets with the promo code WINNING, get a $250 first deposit match bonus, a $10 free bet, and free Formulator already uploaded to your account. Access Formulator's premium features, including sortable trainer stats, race replays, personalized trip notes, and lots more. Free Formulator, exclusively on DRF Bets. Hi everybody, Dan Illman here with the DRF race of the day for Friday, February the 11th. It's race number 8 at Oaklawn Park. We're going a mile and a 16th for 3-year-olds, optional claiming allowance event. And as we take a look at this field, it's worth noting that if 1 or 2 or 3 of these horses come up with big tries, it's not out of the question to see them perhaps in major Kentucky Derby prep races down the road. These 3-year-olds are still blossoming this time of year. You could download free Formulator past performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page at DRF.com. Access them, handicap along with me. We'll throw up the Timeform US pace projector. Timeform US believes that the Brad Cox-trained debut winner Zozos, stretching out for his second lifetime start, will be up and on the lead. Personally, I think Ruggs, the 7, who was part of a very fast pace in the Smarty Jones Stakes last time out, is going to show speed despite shedding blinkers. I think Ruggs can make the lead from Zozos, and Zozos, who sat comfortably sprinting, might be in a good position in second. Vodka and Water, the 11, who also has a little bit of speed, mired in a tough outside post position. To get forward, he'll really have to hustle out of there. We'll talk about this field in post position order, and the first 3 horses are all coming out of the same race. An optional claimer at Oaklawn Park on January the 14th. The number 1, Elusive Target's getting blinkers, and maybe that's just what he needs to sharpen his speed and his focus. He's making his second start of the form cycle for Steve Asmussen, and he's well bred. He's by super young stallion Gunrunner. But in that last race at Oaklawn, he just fell far behind early. There wasn't a lot of pace for him, and he just didn't do any running. It was a really disappointing performance, and right now, he has to prove that he can hang with this level of competition. His only victory came in a maiden race at Ellis Park, going 7/8 of a mile. Perhaps the blinkers and drawing an advantageous inside post will help him, but he's bound to be a price. The 2 is Charter Oak, who fell behind that slow pace as well 2 starts back. Now, he kind of made a middle race move into contention, and then he flattened out. I thought it was an okay performance considering he was against the race flow, and 2 starts back, he showed a little more tactical speed. He stayed close to the pace, and then he finished an even 3rd. He's going to need a buyer boost. His 2 buyer speed figure since being claimed for $50,000 by trainer David Vance, 66, 64, draws a good inside post. I think he'll be a little bit closer to the pace this time around. Wicked Genius, trained by Kenny McPeek's going to get Lasix for the first time. Maybe that was the problem last time out, because his first start at Oaklawn 2 races back was a promising enough performance. He ran second, going a 2-turn mile in an optional claimer. It was a race contested over a speed-friendly track. He was just off the pace. He ran fine. And then last time out, again, just sluggish from the start, tried to make a wide move into it, and flattened out. Now he gets Lasix. I think this is the kind of horse who has shown speed in the past. His only win at Churchill Downs came in gate-to-wire fashion. I think he'll be closer to the pace with Lasix, and I think he can sneak into the exotics, perhaps, at a decent mutual. The number 4 is Barossa, and he took on some top competition when trained by Bob Baffert as a 2-year-old in Southern California. Heck, he ran in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, fresh off of a maiden victory. Baffert wheeled him back in about 3 weeks off that maiden score to run him in the Juvenile. He was simply overmatched that day. He was simply overmatched in the Los Alamitos Futurity last time out. No disgrace, though, being humbled by Messier, the runner-up that day, who came back to win the Robert B. Lewis last week by 15 lengths with a 103 buyer speed figure. That horse is one of the top 3-year-olds in the country. Barossa's now going to get Lasix, getting a class relief, switching to his new barn, and he's bred. He's by the great stallion Into Mischic. The Dam was a Grade 3 stakes winner. I just didn't like this horse's maiden win. I go back to the race 3 back. He was up close to the pace as the favorite. He had to work very, very hard to win, and he got there in the nick of time. That's his only win so far. He's getting class relief. He's going to get bet because he's getting class relief. And maybe there's value elsewhere, although as we take a look at this formulator fact, over the past 3 months, the new barn on dirt with 3-year-olds, that's not bad. 4 for 6, $3.03. return on investment. Can't Beat Me is the number 5. Can't Beat Me is going to try to stretch out again. Only win came going 3/4 of a mile for a $40,000 tag. Didn't do much first time against winners. This is a tough spot from a class standpoint for the 5. Can't Beat Me. Long Crow is next, and we're going to watch Long Crow's seasonal review. Now, this is against a weaker group. This is a starter optional claiming race, and Long Crow got a fast pace to attack over this wet track. Sub-23 opening quarter. Long Crow was last early, came with a big run under Ricardo Santana to win this one for trainer Steve Asmussen. Maybe this horse is finally living up to his pedigree. He's by Keen Ice, and his dam won the Madison at 7/8 of a mile over a synthetic surface. The Madison, a grade 1 race at Keeneland. So maybe Long Crow is coming into his own. I don't love horses with his running style. This one seems pace dependent. He seems trip dependent, but he is a 2-time winner, and he is in good form for Asmussen. Ruggs is the number 7, and Ruggs ran in the Advent Stakes 2 starts back. He was a debut runner for Ron Moquette at Remington Park. They then ran him in the Advent. I don't think he ran badly at all that day against Cavad, who's one of the better 3-year-olds at Oaklawn Park. And then Ruggs in the Smarty Jones Stakes, Lasix off, blinkers on, he was keyed up, he got involved in a wicked pace duel, and he paid the price. I'm just going to draw a line through that race. It was also over a sloppy track. Fast going, easier pace scenario, easier class. The runner-up from the Smarty Jones came back to run second in the Grade 3 Southwest with an 86 buyer. So this is a contender at 8-1. Up next is the number 8, We All See It. Chipping in from the fairgrounds for trainer Eddie Keneally. This horse just missed last time out, and watching that race, I had a tough time analyzing it. He was 3-4 wide on the back stretch. I thought the race might have favored horses that were a little bit closer to the pace, but he had a big look at it at the 8th pole. It looked like he was going to go right by the winner, and he didn't. Did he hang, or did he just find the winner too good? The winner would come back to run second in the Texas Turf Mile, a grass race, but at Sam Houston with an 82 buyer speed figure. We All See It seems to have some tactical speed. He was on the lead 2 starts back, and he just looks very well spotted in this entry-level optional claiming allowance. Zozos is next. Zozos, debut winner at the Fairgrounds Sprinting. He is by Munnings. He looked good rallying from off the pace. There was some pace for him to attack, and he very professionally was able to grind it out late. Still on his left lead, still some things to learn, but I like how he passed horses. I think the mind is going to eventually catch up to the body. Zozos, formulator fact for Brad Cox, they're usually all good. Past 55 months, 3-year-olds on dirt, last out maiden winners, second-time starter, second-time Lasix, shippers. Yes, you can get that specific with Formulator if you choose. 33% winners, a $2.41 return on investment. This horse figures to take money. He's going to get a class test stepping up. He's going to get a distance test stretching out, but it does appear that the horse has some ability. Bureau is the 10. This is a horse I'd like to use in multiple race wagers. His win at Remington Park 2 starts back was visually impressive, and he earned a 75 buyer speed figure for a 2-year-old in November, which is solid. He came from off the pace to win that day. They ran him in the Smarty Jones. I don't think he likes a wet track. His debut was over a wet track. He didn't do much. In the Smarty Jones, he didn't do much. Maybe getting back to fast ground will help Bureau, but like Long Crow, Bureau doesn't have much speed, and he's got a lot of work to do turning into the stretch. Vodka and Water completes the field. Vodka and Water finished ahead of 3 of these foes when behind an odds-on winner in that slow-paced allowance race. It was his first start since October. I wouldn't be surprised if he improves. I liked the way John Hiraldo rode him last time out. He sensed there was no pace. He moved him on through into contention with an early bid, and the horse ran second. No match again for that odds-on favorite. He was a graded stakes place sprinting it too, so it looks like this horse has a little bit of ability. He's going to have to deal with an outside post and maybe a little less upside than some of the others with 8 lifetime starts. I think Barossa is going to be the favorite in this race, and I want to take a couple of swings against him. My top selection in here is the Fairgrounds Invader, the 8, We All See It, who paired up 75 buyer tops in his last 2, seems comfortable at this distance. I think the 7 Ruggs, the 10 Bureau, also usable in multiple race wagers. Nice allowance race for 3-year-olds. It's your Friday DRF race of the day. Good luck.